First, let us dispel with the notion. Is that how little Marco said it back in the thing? No,
Yes.
not Padre Island. Let's do the president's interview.
That he didn't know. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, let us dispel with the notion that this wasn't Donald Trump's vague idea. Now, apparently what has happened, and this is what I would guess from this, is that Rod Rosenstein was, in some respects, duped into becoming the fulcrum for the firing. He did provide to Trump basically what reads as an op-ed. I agree with its sentiments, but there are those out there who say, hey, there's also procedures within the FBI on how you fire somebody and under what circumstances. And that letter reflects none of those policies and procedures. So in some ways, Rosenstein is guilty of the exact same thing that he's accusing Comey of, which is not following FBI procedures and protocols. But we don't know what Rosenstein was tasked with doing. It could have been like, hey, if you were to write an op-ed, what would it look like? And he goes, oh.
James Comey's kind of, he's tall, but he's kind of gay looking, right? What do you say? What say you, Rod?
So
look at my daughter.
I think what happened is Rosenstein went and threatened to quit, which has been reported over this. And Trump basically said, I'll make it right. And here he is doing this. There's a couple of things to note here over the course of this. One, just again, Trump is, if you listen to this with that in mind, because you should be nervous about Rosenstein quitting, because then it starts to look even worse, right? You don't want this to be cascading. It's being reported that Bannon even said, hold off on firing Comey as much as I hate him. Because I have some sense of strategy.
Yeah, I'm in a drunken stupor.
The master strategist.
They might actually find a body.
But
at one
oddly
of my,
enough, Pence, Sessions, Kushner, all signed off on
He
it.
should be fired. He would
Dad.
Dad. Hello.
Okay. But here is Donald Trump sitting down with Lester Holt, and note it from that perspective. Also, note how tight his suit coat has become, because he famously wore like 4 sizes too big, and I think he may have to bump that up to 6.
Overcorrecting.
Yeah, here we go.
He's a grandstander. The FBI has been in turmoil. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows that. You take a look at the FBI a year ago. It was in virtual turmoil less than a year ago. It hasn't recovered from that.
Monday, you met with the Deputy Attorney General, Rod Rosenstein.
Right.
Did you ask for a recommendation?
What I did is I was going to fire Comey. My decision. It was not.
You had made the decision before they came in the room.
I was going to fire Comey. There's no good time to do it, by the way.
Because in your letter you said I accepted their recommendation.
Well,
So you would
there are good times to do it. I mean, let's say there was an inspector general of the FBI report that comes out and shows that through very careful, deliberate process, has determined that he violated FBI policy. I have a feeling that inspector general report would actually show that. Maybe it wouldn't. But that would be a pretty good time. But I'm not the president.
already made the decision.
I was going to fire regardless of recommendation.
So there was really
He made a recommendation. He's highly respected, very good guy, very smart guy. The Democrats like him, the Republicans like him. He made a recommendation, but regardless of recommendation, I was going to fire Comey.
Let me ask you about your termination letter to Mr. Comey. You write, I greatly appreciate you informing me on 3 separate occasions that I am not under investigation.
1, 2, 3.
Why did you put that in there?
Because he told me that. I mean, he told me that.
He told you you weren't under investigation with regard
I've
to the
heard
Russia
that,
investigation?
I've heard that from others. I think.
Was it in a phone call? Did you meet face to face?
I had a dinner with him. He wanted to have dinner because he wanted to stay on. We had a very nice dinner at the White House very early on. A dinner was arranged. I think he asked for the dinner. And he wanted to stay on as the FBI head. And I said, I'll consider. We'll see what happens. But We had a very nice dinner. And at that time, he told me, you are not under investigation, which I knew anyway.
That was one meeting. What was the? What
First
were
of
the
all,
other
when
two?
you're under investigation, you're giving all sorts of documents and everything. I knew I wasn't under. And I heard it was stated at the committee, at some committee level, that I wasn't. Number one.
So that didn't come directly
Then
from
during
him.
a phone call, he said it, and then during another phone call, he said it. So he said it once at dinner, and then he said it twice during phone calls.
Did you call him?
In one case, I called him. In one case, he called me.
And did you ask, am I under investigation?
I actually asked him, yes. I said, if it's possible, would you let me know, am I under investigation? He said, you are not under investigation.
But he's given sworn testimony that there is an ongoing investigation into the Trump campaign and possible collusion with the Russian government. You were the centerpiece of the Trump campaign.
Well,
So
all
was
I
he
can tell
being
you
truthful
is,
when he
well,
says
I
you
know
were
one
under
thing. I
investigation?
know that I'm not under investigation. Me, personally. I'm not talking about campaigns. I'm not talking about anything else. I'm not under investigation.
I would have liked Lester Holt to have asked, like, okay, he told you that, but surely he must have told you other things that you didn't include in that letter, right? Like, why that? If it's so obvious that you're not under investigation, why that? I don't know that Trump is under investigation. I just think that watching him answer that question would be fun.
If it's possible, could you tell me?
Yeah. Listen, do you have a crush on me? Do you have a crush on me? Can I ask you if you have a crush on me?
Blink twice if I'm not under investigation. Hey, James, could you take a sip of water if you think that if Ivanka was your daughter, you might want to feel her up yourself?
Oh, come on.
I like the idea, though, that Bannon is like emerging from a drunken stupor, realizing that like a new
did what?
Wait a second. Wait. There's a new fucking Washington Post report about like another hooker in a bathtub, and I'm trying to catch up on a Stormfront forum, and you people don't even have the fucking bearing of mind to not follow fire of Comey.
Wait. Is today Tuesday? Holy shit. I thought today was Sunday.
Oh, shit, man. All right, I gotta get on some fucking Bermuda shit. If that little globalist cuck wants to fire him because he's fucking investigating him because the little prick didn't even know to not meet with the Russians without documenting it. This is the difference between getting into Harvard on the merits and not. Whatever else you say about me, I got it on the merits.
Hi, folks. It's Sam Seder. You know me from just a minute ago. Listen, we've had a problem on YouTube. Let me make a graphic visualization. Back in March, our revenue and the ads that were monetized was a lot, like here. And now, over the course of actually within a day into April, it's down to about here. Now, this is just a artist rendering, but that's basically it. We were here, and now we're here. That's because of some YouTube thing where advertisers were concerned on being on hate sites. And of course, we're a news organization that sometimes talks about hateful people, and we got caught up in their algorithm. I thought it would be fixed by now. It's not. We need your help to keep giving you free content on YouTube. We don't have the advertiser support that we had even back, here. So we're looking for your help. Go to our Patreon site, give a couple of bucks. Literally, you could give a couple, and it would be very helpful. Head over there. Here's the link right here or down there. It's somewhere around here. Find it and go help us out. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the show.